Hey there, this is Marissa with Marissa Moments. You like my teeny microphone? I just got it. It's supposed to clip on your clothes, but it's way too big, you guys. But anyway, it works. It does the job. Anywho, if you're watching this video, it's because you're ready for your reading. You signed up or you requested a free single card reading, and I am here to make that drish. That's the combination of a dream and a wish, a drish. I'm here to make your drish come true. And I will put in the description section your time block. So if you want to skip directly to where I do your reading, you can do so. Just go to the specific time that you were given or watch the whole thing. It doesn't matter, right? If you have any questions or wish to request an additional reading at a certain nominal fee, then just go on ahead and put that in the comments as well. Never hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or concerns or anything like that, or even if you want to verify any of the information. It is completely up to you. Nothing is required. Nothing is expected, right? However, before I go off on a rant, this video is already going to be extremely long because there was quite a few of you that responded, and I haven't even quite finished everyone's yet. But priorities, right? So keep watching. And I hope you enjoy your reading, and I hope it brings a little bit of clarity and it resonates on a great spiritual, emotional, physical, however level. And stay tuned. Okay, so I never do this, but this is where I keep my cards, right? Now, look, this is very nice. We have the animal, different meanings, and how to kind of read the tarot card decks and things like that, right? Now, so these are my decks. And yes, I do have another book that I actually wrote. It's right here. This isn't a part of the reading, obviously, but ta-da! This is if you want to kind of go into the archives of Marissa Moments and check out that book. I'm not even going to tell you what it's about, because if you want to read it, then you can read it. So these are the decks that we're going to be working from. I'm going pretty fast, but whatevs. And I'm just gonna allow Spirit to kind of guide me. And there's a deck in here. We have a cute little mini deck right here too. So like I said, guys, I just haven't done this in a while, but thanks for getting me back into it. Oh, and there's also a deck in here. So we got decks on decks on decks, decks on deck, right? Anyway, so let's just get into the readings. I'll choose the deck for you intuitively and go from there. Alrighty? Okay, so I transferred the decks onto my desk. Oh, ignore that notebook. And we're just going to get straight into it. And if you want to know information about any of these decks, then just like comment or something. Yeah. Okay, so going in no particular order, I have a reading for Faithfully Me 92, and we're going to be using the Ascendant Masters. I don't know if you can see that Oracle Cards deck by Doreen Virtue. And now, of course, I don't have a specific way that I shuffle. I just do everything intuitively, right? So let's see what we get. What is your one single card for Faithfully Me 92? And what do we have? Okay, so this is the card that we have. Now let's find out what he's talking about, shall we? Okay, so this card, I'm just going to read directly from it. It says, the situation you are inquiring about has come to you via the spiritual law of attraction. You have attracted certain people or situations because they mirror your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Let's get the microphone in this. In the same way, people and situations that you once found desirable are now moving out of your life as you have shifted your energy through your spiritual path. Like attracts like means that everything and everyone that you draw into your life is similar to your thought patterns. If you want to change what or who you attract, hold more positive, loving, and joyful thoughts. The Ascendant Masters and Angels can help you with this shift. Additional meanings for this card: you can change or heal the situation by elevating your thoughts to a more positive level. Your prayers and affirmations have attracted a wonderful new person or situation into your life. This situation is not a reward or a punishment. You have attracted it, which means that you can also repel it or magnify it as you so choose. Visualize and affirm only what you desire. So, there's a little bit more on that, but bottom line to the bottom line is you are creating your own realm of existence through your thoughts, your actions, and your words. So you are the creator of your entire realm and your universe. You choose. What I receive behind this is that you need to claim your power a little bit more, step up into your divinity, because you already have what I see is like the groundwork has already been laid. All you have to do is keep going. But first and foremost, trust, believe, and acknowledge the fact that you hold the cards, you have the power. Now go create the world and relationships that you actually desire. All right, so now we have One Hope Luna, and we're going to be using the Light Seers Tarot deck. Now let's see what message Spirit has for you today. Oh, super side note, unrelated. This is a Go Heal Yourself bag. It's an original Marissa Moments issue bag. If you would like to purchase one, I don't really do them anymore. There's a lot of things I don't really do anymore, but it's available for purchase for about $15. Just let me know. Okay, so with that said, what do we have? All right. So this is your card. Hopefully you can see it. Okay, so for the Light Seer, this is the beginning of a new venture or task, new ideas, planting seeds for the future, great potential for success, manifesting power, ambitions, and prosperity. Now for the Shadow Seer, this is the need to create strong foundations to support your dream, risk of financial loss, missed opportunities, and need to prioritize, being overly greedy and missing the bigger picture. Freshly rooted beginnings. This ace is a powerhouse of possibility and reveals the materialization of earthly ambitions and all the wonderful things. When you seed your future by planting your very first intentions, things feel so exciting, raw, and possible, don't they? Hold on to these feelings of optimism and success, for the new start that you are welcoming to your life right now has incredible potential to thrive. Your ace initiates a timeline where your future wealth, health, and material abundance are ushered in. By figuring out your soul conditions, your watering schedule, and the needs of this unique seed, you will be able to see it through to fruition. Bring your determination and dedication and see your abundance spring to life in the form of successful outcomes, material and financial wins, and soul-satisfying well-being. This wonderful message for good things to come. Wow, I don't know why I just read it like that. It's time to visualize, attract, prioritize, and act. I mean, that is pretty direct. It is, so with the card, what I see is that basically you have things in your hands, right? You have to be able to allow things to take root, and the root is going to be going through you, just like in this card, but you're the master manifester in this situation and circumstance. You have the ability to bring these things through to fruition. But what I also receive is that you have to stay focused, right? Stay focused and make sure that your intentions are clear, because whatever seeds that you're planting right now are bound to be bountiful in the very near future, but you have to stay diligent. And hopefully you got that. What is this called? The Spellcaster Oracle Cards deck. Hopefully you can see it, right? So let's see what your message is. And forgive the odd angles, but we got to do what we got to do, right? I want to make sure you guys get your messages correctly and clearly. So Spirit, oh, this one is just popping out. He's like, hi, how are you? Oh, so we got the forgiveness card. Okay, so I just realized that it's called the spell casting deck, not spellcaster's deck. Anyway, so you got the forgiveness card. And the magical guidance behind that is it's time to set yourself free from hurt, anger, and betrayal and let go. Be kind, forgive yourself, and give yourself permission to be forgiven. Others may be reeling from your actions, or you could be a target of judgment, shaming, or disapproval. Soothe your wounded heart by radiating love out to those who have injured you. This is not giving them permission for bad behavior, but rather heals your hurts instead. Resentment is a prison door that harbors emotional distress, while forgiveness holds the key to freedom. So make peace with your pain as you release attachment to the situation and move on. The spell incantation for this card is: on a Sunday evening during a waning gibbons moon, place some paper, a pen, and a bowl of water in front of you. Hold an Apache Tears crystal to your face, to your heart, face west, and say, what should you say? Sorry, just kidding. I had to scroll. But it says, crying a river, emotional flow, harboring hurts, it's time to let go. Hard to forget when treated that way. Release and be healed upon this Sunday. Damage is done, ne'er to relive. Write down the names of whom to forgive. Place paper and water, holding it down. Picture their actions and watch them drown. Apache tears promote liberty, forgiveness granted. Now be free. So what you'll do is you'll place the paper in the bowl, then the crystal to hold the paper down until the dark moon. Now say, gratefully I accept the magic of you, of protection to assist in all that you do. Lend me the courage, build power in me, assist my transcendence, so mote it be. The magical meanings behind this card is to stop being the victim. Tell someone if you're being bullied. Seek peace of mind. Look to the future and remain positive. Forgive and forget. You've been let off the hook. So that's about it for this card. And of course, I'm going to put a picture of these things because that is way too much to just try to remember or rewind time and time again. So be prepared to take a screenshot in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here you go. Be using the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle card. So fun fact before I even pull the card. So I think I'm already tapping into your energy because I kept seeing this as saying wisdom of the spirit, right? And I kept feeling a strong like ancestral connection where it was like, your ancestors are definitely with you. But even beyond that, I kept feeling the sense that things might get kind of jumbled up quite often, misconstrued, or misplaced is what I even receive. So let me put my microphone down. Hello. Now let's see what Spirit wants to tell you. And I guess this might be a little ASMR with the card shuffle, but we do what we have to do, right? So what is this message for you on today? Okay, so we have the honesty card, which is very difficult to see on here. I apologize for the reflection. And the number associated with this is number 26. So Spirit has a lot of side messages for you as I kind of look up the meaning of this specific card because that's what I'm doing. But what I received from this, because it's taken me quite a while to like find this specific card, is that might be the trend for you. Like it feels like it's taking forever for anything and everything. And almost like you have to go some roundabout approach. And what I receive is that you might have the tendency to kind of look at others and see them kind of skating through. You may want to look at my video on skaters or don't. It's up to you, right? But what I receive is that, yeah, you have to put in a lot more work for the same things that other people just possibly receive easily, because even again, as I look up this card right now, it seems like it just does not want to come up. So let's hang on there. So let me just continue to say what I realized is that I was actually looking up the wrong book, but I feel like this is a message for you as well, because I feel like maybe you're looking in the wrong places. You're looking for the right things, but in the wrong places. And that feels like it's an actual trend, because none of these things feel like they seem to be adding up. And that the download for you specifically is that you're working harder than you probably need to. At least that's what I'm receiving right now from Spirit, and ancestors are really on your back about this right now. So it may seem like that's even almost like a punishment, where it's like, I keep having to work so hard. I keep having to work so hard. But at the same time, what you have to do is ask yourself and be honest about it. If you're the one who's creating or making it more difficult and hectic than it needs to be, because you're not taking a direct approach with things. Now, I'm going to actually still look up the specific card as it relates to this deck, but that's what I had to tell you. Okay, so my friend Tambodi, let me just tell you, little story, right? So it's taken me quite a bit to find this information, and this isn't like a guilt trip or anything like that, but I feel like this is an example and a further illustration for your specific personal reading. The fact that I've had to go through 10,000 steps to pull up this simple guidebook, right? And again, this isn't to make you feel bad about anything. It is completely my pleasure, but it is to deliver a more in-depth reading for you, right? Because what I feel and what Spirit makes me feel is that that's what happens with you. You go through 10,000 steps to go 4 paces, right? But here's the upside to that, right? Because I don't want you to walk away and feel like, oh my God, yeah, you're right. I have to do everything. It's all on my shoulders, because it's all about perception, right? And you're creating your reality. But what Spirit has actually shown me is that the truth behind that, the reason why you have to go through so many steps, is because they want to make sure that you truly integrate the lesson, like you truly understand it. But if you were to go that short route, if you were to go that shortcut is what I receive, then it would be like, oh, come say, come saw, or whatever that phrase is, right? But anyway, let's get to the actual card, because you have a very long reading, my friend. So this says, my darling, you have chosen the symbol of clarity and true communication. Now is the time to be absolutely honest with yourself about what you want, what you're thinking about, and what your motives and your real feelings are. Honesty is the way to truly step into your power. When you choose honesty above all else, as your goddess, I will send you courage to do what's right. Oh, hello, on screen. This is also a time to demand honesty and integrity for others. You have a right to get clear messages. This is the greatest freedom and power in telling the truth. Now, I want to clarify one part in here. It says you have the right to demand honesty and integrity from others. And what ancestors come through and tell me is that, got to make sure we break that down for you, because we don't want you going up to folks and say, listen, right? What I hear is be assertive, but be gentle about it. Get your responses or don't, right? Because and the reality is, whether you receive a clear response or you don't receive a clear response, they're all clear responses. So the inability for someone to communicate clearly with you is a communication in itself. It's about how you perceive it, how you accept it, or how you reject it. Remember, the power is and always has been yours. It's just up to you to finally see it that way and claim it that way. This is literally how I heard it. She be influencing, right? Because, and then Spirit said, I'm looking at these decks and trying to go with what intuitively is being called to represent you, right? To receive your best and truest message. And you want to know what happened? Well, first and foremost, my ear just started hurting. So people really be talking about you, huh? But Beyond that is I have to use a totally different type of deck. Now it comes in, well, it doesn't come in, but it's stored in a blue velvet bag. So could call it what I hear is blue suede shoes. Very pop culture, very popular, but understated is what I receive. Almost like understated in a people don't see you how they should be seeing you is what I hear and receive. Now, let's get to the deck. I'm gonna put this microphone down. Little microphone, hi. And so the deck that I'm using is, it's called the Divine Love Oracle. Oh, okay. And it's by Fairy Empress Tarot. Yeah. But this is a different type of deck that I don't typically use. Well, I mean, I haven't used any of these decks in ages, so breaking them out just for you guys. Let's see what your message is. Now, mind you, this doesn't even come with a book or a guide or anything like that, so this is just all intuitive downloads. Now, we got one that's kind of sticking out right there. Ooh, okay, in my head. What I received behind that is just like the card says, is that you may have the propensity of getting in your head quite often. Now, but what I received farther behind that and why Spirit kind of had me lead off with the fact that, yeah, you are an influencer, right? But you get in your head about it. You overthink certain things. Like you may come off as being very bold and very like almost brazen is what I receive and hear. But the fact remains is that you overthink nearly everything. And what I received from looking at this card is the fact that this gentleman, this person is kind of sitting in solitude, head in hand, and almost like a sense of sorrow based off of that solitude. What I receive is that you may be surrounded by a lot of people, but internally you feel very alone. Now, anytime I receive and deliver a message like that, that could be potentially construed as negative, right? Now, that's just a perception, maybe even a judgment. What I receive is that that's not necessarily your truth. It's just how you see and receive things and how you perceive them. But what I also receive is that you have to be cautious because there is a fine line between putting yourself in a victim space just by creating your own reality, because you have a lot of power and authority and you are in fact creating your reality. That's why you are that influencer, right? Whether it be for a large crowd, whether it be for a small crowd, that's not the point. It doesn't really matter, right? But what I receive is that if you feel like you're in a place of solitude, you have to stop and check and see that you are not the one putting yourself in that position. And again, this isn't to put blame on you. There is no blame or shame in the situation and circumstance. But what are you doing to put yourself out there? What are you doing to be your most authentic self? Because what I see and receive is that as perhaps you are putting on a mask, you've stripped a lot away. So you are being more authentic. You are standing in your truth a lot more, but it's still not quite there yet. But you're taking the claim as already being there externally. You're saying, this is me, this is who I am, accept it, take it or leave it. But then you're sitting in a seat of solitude because you're not being completely authentic to who you are. But Spirit is saying, once you get out of your head, once you get past the fear of that judgment, and it's not necessarily judgment of the external, but more so judgment of the internal, then that's when you're really going to step up and that's when you're really going to advance. So get out of your head. You've got this. You're magical. Just keep going.